Hello everyone, welcome to Sharmit. In this session, we are going to talk about another very important property of CSS, that is padding block. So in this session, we will discuss what is padding block property, why do we need it, and how we can implement it with their respective values. Okay. Along with this, we will also discuss how to use padding block start and padding block end property, which is mainly used for setting the individual padding block for the element. Okay. Now here maybe those who have already covered the session related to margin block, they can easily relate this thing, because here the thing the difference is only that because in case of padding we are maintaining the internal space of the element, but in case of margin we are maintaining the external space of the element, right? So this is the only difference. But don't worry if you have not watched that session. Again, I'll explain everything from scratch, like how to use padding block property. Okay, but just one thing, like before we proceed further, I would like to recommend you to follow the sequential sessions, because this entire playlist is in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow them sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic, because for timing we are just mainly focusing on how to use padding block property. Okay, so let's start the discussion with code itself. Here you can see we have just noted down the title in the head section, and there is one heading which shows CSS Cascading Style Sheets by Sharmit. After this, when we refresh or when we switch to another page or to see the output, you can see here we have just printed the CSS Cascading Style Sheets by Sharmit. After this, here I will put another heading which will show the main topic of today's session, which is padding block. So here I can write padding block property in CSS. Okay, just after this we can see the updated heading, which is perfect, right? Now to implement this thing we need one div. Okay, this time we need just only one div, because I don't want to show the difference between margin and padding, because that is already covered in last session, right? So for now we are just focusing on padding block property only. So for that reason we just need one div. So here I'll create the div, and I'll say associate this div with one ID. So you just need to write here ID equal box1. Okay, so we have added this ID. Now just after this we can apply the basic CSS property to it. Now to apply the CSS property we have multiple ways. We can go with inline approach, internal, external, any approach that we use to apply the CSS. But for this session I'm going to use the internal CSS. So for that we will use here style tag. And why I'm using internal CSS? Because I want to show both things together, CSS as well as HTML. So that's the only reason. Okay, now here we want to apply properties through the ID, right? So for ID, selector would be hash box1. Okay, box1. Then opening and closing curly braces. Here we can put the properties like width, height and all. So firstly I'll put width as 300 pixel, then we will set the height as 150 pixel, then we will set the background color aquamarine, or maybe we can use aqua this time, and then we will apply the border would be 20 pixel solid black. Okay, perfect. Now you can save it and refresh it. So after the refresh you can see one div has been added on the screen. Now what we will do here, we will apply some text. So let's say we just want to copy this part only. Okay, so we will reuse this part. I can simply copy it and paste it in my div. After this, when we refresh it, we can see the text is coming like this. Perfect. Now what is a padding block? So whenever we are talking about the padding block, that means we are talking about the padding on the top and the bottom, not on left and right. Okay, so whenever you want to apply padding on top and bottom, at that time we will use the padding block property. But here some of you might be confused, like why we are not using the padding top and bottom, because that for that reason we use that, right? So yeah, you are right, but there is one drawback with it. I'll show you that. Okay, so firstly I'll show you what would be the impact if we are using the traditional padding top or padding bottom. Okay, so for that I'll write here padding top, let's say 20 pixel, then we'll apply padding bottom 20 pixel. Now you can simply save it and refresh it. So after the refresh, you can see 20 pixel has been added on the top and 20 pixel padding has been added on the bottom. But what is the problem here? The problem is that when we change the writing direction for this, it will also change the padding. It will not change the padding direction. Let me show you how. So you just need to write here writing mode and then vertical LR, then save it and refresh it. So after a refresh, you can easily verify that there is 20 pixel, still there is a 20 pixel padding on the top and bottom. But that's not the correct thing, right? Because our text has been changed. So according to the text, padding should also be changed. But here we can simply see that no, there is no impact on the padding, and sometimes this condition is considered as a issue, because if you are working on a project and due to any particular reason, if you have changed the padding block, or maybe if you have changed the text, then in that case it will cause an issue, because here the padding effect is not changed. Padding like 20 pixel is still on top, but as per the text, because we have assigned it to the text, so it should change as per the text, right? So to solve this issue, what we can do, we can use here padding block. So let me show you how it works. So for that reason, you just need, let me remove it. So here we will write padding block, then we have multiple options like start and end. We will go with firstly start. Here I will set 20 pixel, save it, refresh it. So you can see at the top, let me show you without this first, and then we will apply it, okay, so that you can see the difference, clear difference. So let me save it, refresh it. So as of now there is no padding, right? But when we apply this thing, it will add on top, okay. Likewise for applying it on the bottom, we will use here padding block end, and here we will set that 20 pixel, save it and refresh it. So we can see now we have got what we ever required. Okay, so this thing is still similar than the margin top and margin padding top and padding bottom, but there is one advantage. To see the advantage, let's change the writing mode. So here I can change writing mode from vertical LR. Now you can simply save it and refresh it. So good thing is that here the text is changed, the direction of text is changed along with padding space. So you can see still there is bottom 20 pixel and top 20 pixel. So this is the advantage of using padding block property, because by doing this you can easily replace the text, or you can say easily change the writing mode along with the padding spaces. Clear? So this is one of the best reason we are using the padding block property. Now some of you might be thinking like we are providing the values in pixels, so is it possible if we apply the property using percentage? Yes, you can apply. So here you just need to replace it with percentage, and accordingly it will show you. So we have upset the end property, so end is shifted here, so that's why it is showing end means bottom. So according to the bottom it is coming like here, okay. If you change it to this one to 20 pixel, it will change accordingly. So here if I change 20 pixel, it is coming like this, okay, fine. Now what next we will do here, I'll show you like how to reduce these lines of codes. Let's say if you don't want to write this thing, so what you can do, you can simply write here padding block, and here if you are providing only one value, that means you are applying both start and end value as 20 pixel, okay. If you are providing 20%, again it will consider 20 pixel for both start and end, okay. But let's say if you want to change as per the requirement, so here you can change like by providing two values, 20 pixel, 30 pixel. So it will consider top as 20 and bottom as 30, okay. And you can see writing mode is also working perfectly. If you remove the writing mode, it will show accordingly. Clear? And also we can try the combination as well here, like if let's say if 20% and 30 pixel, so it would look like this, okay. So I think now it is quite clear to all of you that how we can use padding block property. Padding block is just a shorthand through which we can apply both padding block start and padding block end at one go. Okay, so yeah, that's all for today. In the next session we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.